we've done.
Well, you guys have done a lot. You've been around for a long, long time. Tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Well, the basic start was that I was at Lake Powell and fishing on weekends, and I started throwing this little grub. And Mr. Twister was probably the only grub available. And they had really three colors, black, white, and chartreuse. And so I called Gene LaRue at that time, and I said, hey, can you make me different colors of bait? And Gene's happy as can be. Yeah, and I can make you anything you want. And you only had to buy 5,000 of each color. I said, are you kidding me? But as story goes, I was stupid enough to buy 25,000 grubs, 5 different colors.
Holy
But
cow.
that was the start of my business. I had to sell it because I bought so many. And I sold it at my campground store, and I sold it out west. And probably fortune was in it because Japan was just getting started into bass fishing. And they were looking at the Western magazines and my advertisement they saw, and they contacted me and wanted to take my baits to Japan.
Now, about what year was this? Right around what time?
1983, I believe,
Yeah.
83, 84.
Yeah.
And then I had a buddy that was fishing with me, and he says, you know, if we welded this skirt onto the grub, it'll make it shine better or more attractive. So that's how the hula grub started. So I was buying products from Gene LaRue, and I was buying products from Twin Tees. And all of a sudden, Twin Tees is going out of business. Bankruptcy. Oh my goodness, I just got started, you know. So I had to buy that company. And once I bought Twin Tees, I got the full line of bass fishing products, from spinner baits, buzz baits, all kinds of worms and what have you, and the manufacturing capability. And so I moved. I was driving from Page, Arizona to Los Angeles every week to go to work at the plant. And I said, this is not going to do.
So it's a long drive.
So I moved it to Page. And when I started off, I rented 2 rentals, garage units, storage units, and built that as my factory. And then as things went on, I bought another building, and then it grew some more, so I had to buy a bigger building. And so now we've got a pretty large facility there.
Now, you know, I've been fishing since I was a kid out west, so I was using Yamamoto products before they really became huge out in the market. And I remember some of those products. I actually used some of those, especially when the finesse fishing first started coming out, split shot in particular. It was a huge deal to always have a grub on the back. But then, right about in the early 90s, out came this bait that looked like nothing. It was just this stick. And we were expected to fish this thing. I'm like, come on, this can't catch fish. It doesn't have any appendages. It has no action. How can a fish want this? But my buddy, I was in a tournament. He had a bag of it. I didn't. And he kicked my butt while fishing it. I'm like, what are these things? He goes, this is a Senko. You got to have this. So, and I did. And it's turned out to be, it wasn't a flash